nobody's kids.
All right, all right.
Currently, there are over 2 million people in U.S. prisons who currently can't vote. One of the pros of people voting in U.S. prisons, according to Dr. Susan Easton, was that it promotes civic responsibility. Prisoners being able to vote makes them feel like they're a part of society and will help with the rehabilitation process. However, on the contrary, according to Tim Black, this is only done to make prisoners feel good, and there's no real reason behind it. The reason why people want prisoners to vote didn't actually come from prisoners themselves. It came from people on the outside. So that's another reason why people are also against this movement. I'm credible to talk about this because I spent an extended amount of time researching this topic over the weekend. So my question to you all is, should U.S. prisoners be allowed to vote while incarcerated?
I personally do not believe that prisoners should be allowed to vote. For one, depending on how long their sentence was, they don't know exactly what's going on in society to actually vote on the different issues. And two, they are in prison for a punishment to not be as other citizens. So I don't think that's a very good idea.
I agree with Takara. I believe that prisoners should not be able to vote just because of the simple fact, like she said, you're on punishment, you're in jail, so stay in jail. But on the other hand, I believe that like they're still people too, so it's like they should be able to have a say so of what happens, but at the same time you're in jail. So I don't know, I'm kind of supporting both sides at the moment.
Okay, so for ethical reasons, do you still believe that it's okay even though that takes away what we would call their inalienable rights that are within the Constitution?
I think because they went against the Constitution in the first place to get themselves in jail, I don't think it applies.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. What she said.
So ethically, you believe that if someone commits a crime, their rights are then stripped of them?
I wouldn't say stripped. Let's use a kinder word. I don't know. But like you did wrong, so it's not it's like that part of being able to vote is like taken away from you because you made a poor decision, so now you're punished for it. So you shouldn't be able to have these rights when you do wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't think they should be fully stripped of them, but on the account that maybe they might vote in, like, for revenge on somebody they might, that, like a judge that put them in jail.
Right.
And they don't vote for them because they're like, they put me in jail, I'm not going to vote for them, you know. So.
Well, they currently can't vote anyway. So another question would be is, what do you believe that there would be to gain by allowing prisoners to vote? Or what do you think there would be to lose by allowing prisoners to vote?
Me, I'm going. Okay, well, like she said, they don't know what's going on in society and in our community. So it's like we're not gaining anything by having your prisoners vote because they don't know what's going on. So whether they vote, I mean, if they vote, it's like what are you voting for? You don't even know what's going on. So it's like we're not really losing anything because you don't even know what's happening. So how can you vote for a society? I mean, vote for someone in a society that you're not even in. You're in jail. You're locked up. You know what I mean?
I also agree that I don't think there's a gain to it besides that it gives them their rights. But to me, I feel like if you're incarcerated, you blew your rights for getting in there in the first place.
Right.
So, does it matter the crime? Does the crime, like, is there a certain amount, like a level of crime that fits to losing your rights? Or is it just like, you're now in prison, doesn't matter what you did, you can't vote anymore?
So let's say I have an excessive amount of parking tickets, and after that amount, I have to do time. That does not. I mean, okay. So if I kill 13.7 people, then I shouldn't have that right. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I guess it does depend. So if I'm in there for parking tickets, then I still, you know what I mean? Like, I'm still, a citizen. That doesn't make them not a citizen, but it's like you're in jail for a long period of time, so you're never gonna be out to experience what's happening in the real world.
Yeah, I agree. So misdemeanors, which usually
I'm trying
are,
to use big words.
usually 2 years or under. But I feel like if it's a felony, then that particular right should be stripped from them. Yeah.
So, do you think there should be a system in place that grades the level of crime and whether or not they should be able to vote? And how do you think that should be regulated?
I think, as I said previously, all misdemeanors and like low first offenses, so misdemeanors, like she said, parking tickets and like small theft. If they're misdemeanors, I think that's like a level, but felonies and over, I think, yeah, that's a level.
Yeah. It's certain levels with certain crimes. So it's like, if you bomb a building, then you're going to be in jail for a long period of time. So then you won't need to vote. What's your point in voting if you're not even going to, you know what I mean? But so like small things, small time, still be able to vote. Big situations, longer time, no voting.
So, smaller offenses equate to like sort of a slap on the wrist. You should still be able to vote. And then larger offenses, you think that your rights should be stripped. And also with that, what do you think we should do with these people once they're released back into society? Like once their sentences is up, should they be allowed to vote, or is that right then stripping like, forever?
Okay, so for misdemeanors and felonies, I think when you are out of jail, I think you should be able to vote, only depending on what type of offense you had. So if it was, I think federal crimes, you should not be able to vote. But other than that, I feel like that's a good, yeah, felony crimes. I don't think you should be able to vote. I don't know if anybody else.
One more piece of information. So majority of our prisoners are actually minorities who tend to be Democrats. So you think that by allowing them to vote, would that sway or help the Democratic Party in any way? Do you think it could like really drastically affect votes?
I think if people knew that prisoners were voting, I think it would be an uprise with a little bit of everybody's party. So if Republicans found out, I feel like, oh, well, if it's more of them, that means more of us need to vote to get our specific issues handled.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that this could be manipulated in any way? So say behind the scenes there's sort of like, oh, if you vote for this party, we'll lessen your sentence. Could you see any of that going on?
That's not right.
I don't think so. At that
right.
point, that's cheating.
Yeah, that's not right. If you kill somebody, you deserve to be in jail for whatever. You can't sit here and say, oh, I'm gonna lesser your sentence if you vote for me. You killed a person. Someone is dead. You don't deserve no time off because you get an extra vote. Come on now. No, I don't agree with that at all. Absolutely not.
Well, I believe that they should be able to vote, because even though that they're not, they're serving time for what they already did, their crime, I don't think it should lessen their sentence. But I do think they should be able to have a voice, because taking away somebody's vote is taking away their liberty and their freedom to choose. And they're living in a world where they have no choice to make change.
And to comment on that, their choice previously to put them in prison was done. So I feel like that kind of has to get rid of a few of their choices. So I don't think, Thank you.
thank you all for your time. I think I have a decent amount of information for my next speech. I look forward to seeing you guys next time. That concludes my speech.